go, here we go, here we go now.
Huh? Yo, I'm like, yo, why can't I see?
Because this girl said, oh yeah, I'm wearing contacts.
I forgot.
The girls are forgetting.
I always wear my glasses.
All right.
Ooh. Shippers.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Here we go.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Hey, what's going on, world? It's your girl, Shy, and welcome back to the CheyTea podcast.
Hey, let's get it. A champ is here.
Whoa.
Okay,
Whoa.
let's get it.
Argos, 18. Who's that? Who's that? Champions. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
This girl said thank you so much.
You already know the vibes. You already don't know what's going on. Y'all them's are champions, okay? Y'all them is a champione.
The microphone is not microphoning.
Not microphoning. I might just have to hold it. I'll log on. We're just going to hold it because I can't be bothered right now. But like I was saying, your girl is a Grey Cup champion. 2022.
Amen.
So all man who always say, Argo suck. Go, you know what. Okay?
Wow, aggressive.
Because we do not. And I'm celebrating until the next season starts.
Amen. Sure, damn.
Give
Congratulations.
thanks. Thank you so much.
Good job.
Shout out to the team. Shout out to the team. There's really nothing else to say. Yeah. Shout out to the team.
Shout out to you guys. Big up
So you know the
yourselves.
vibes. So because of that, what you're going to do is you're going to like, comment, and subscribe on the U of the tubes. And you're also going to follow us on Instagram and TikTok, CheyTea Podcast. Because why? The girls are TikToking and Instagramming.
Amen.
All right. Shout out to
Girls
people
ahead.
them who interact with us in their stories.
Thank you very much. We sees you.
You deserve all the blessings.
Amen.
You deserve to sleep on the cold side of the pillow. You know those ones when you flip it over and it's cold? It's great. Great blessings.
Oh my gosh.
So you know the vibes? You'll catch a recap video on the TikToks of the championships and all of that. So, you know, follow the people then so you can see the content.
No problem.
You know?
Yeah. I'm tired. I've had a long day today.
Me too.
So, teaching the people them pickney and all them things. So, you know, we're here. We're thriving. And so, do I have anything going on for myself? Nope. I don't have anything really going on yet. Just teaching people them pickney and whatever.
Oh, I just did a bookings last night.
Good job.
It was cute. Fun a little golf course. It was cute.
Good
Very
job.
nice vibes. Giving bougie. We love that.
Love that for you.
Yeah, I went to a little basketball game today. Went to a basketball game the other day.
Must
I'm
be
outside
nice.
a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm comfortable inside. He's a big.
I said a little bit. Relax. I'm
Comfortable
going right
inside.
back inside. Because it's getting a little chilly.
No problem. Teddy's video is out. Enemies, choreographed by yours truly. You can go ahead and go watch that on YouTube. Shout out to the team. Shout out to my 3 lovely dancers. Thank you so much for making my job so easy. And yeah, the video turned out really nice. And
Love that for you.
I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy.
Big purr.
Big purr. So today in our filming batching, we are going to be talking about friends. Because I think the last reel that I posted on our Instagram, that really hit with a lot of people. A lot of people were like, girl, I felt that.
That it did.
They said, I felt
I
that.
feel like it's a repetitive conversation, but like it always needs to be had because somehow, some way, a friendship always shows out as to why you can't like either trust people or why you shouldn't be friends with certain people, and like it just always happens. And like you think it won't, but somehow, some way,
It always happens.
always
the ones that
happens.
say it could never happen to them, it happens to them.
that's why you should say it. You shouldn't say never because you might
can't
be
do
that
that.
person.
There's 2 different topics that I wanted to touch on for that, and I hope that you can, you know, because you have more of the non-petty side. I am a petty person. I can be
Depends.
petty.
Like noodles.
Right. I can give you both. I can be mature petty or I can be immature petty or, you know, I'm just saying it like it is. But in this case, the message that I have today is your friends are not your friends.
So for context purposes, like my friend and like Cheyenne, y'all are not friends.
No.
You just know her.
That's even different though because we're sisters.
Okay, so
It's like you got two friends, Jen and Billy.
yes,
right?
Jen and Billy are not friends.
They can't be friends. They're not friends.
No.
Your friends' friends are not your friends.
Yes.
So they can't do things. Well, I mean, hey, teach his their own.
It still goes with
but
siblings too, because I don't necessarily think that like, yeah, like I like your friends and they're cool, but I would never call those my friends.
right, it can go. But in this case, I wanted to focus on like friends because siblings is kind of, well, it should be respected. At the end of the day, like blood is blood. This is my family.
Yeah.
So my friend can't disrespect my sister, and if you do it, it's automatic cutoff.
But then friends.
But if you disrespect a friend of who is my other friend, it's not as an immediate cutoff for me because my question is like, how did you guys get to the point where you're starting to disrespect each other?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's a different topic for a different day. But in this particular sense, I was the friend that was introduced to my friend's friend.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I became friends with my friend's friend.
Yeah.
And it was cool. At first, it was just us as a whole, like us three as friends would hang out. We would go out, we would do all these things together. And then it started to turn into we would hang out without the friend that introduced us to each other.
Yes.
And I understand it now, but I didn't understand it then. But I understand now why it bothered her so much that me and this person were friends.
I mean, yes and no.
Okay, so tell me yes when you understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
We began hanging out without her.
Yeah.
And we started to exclude her of things.
Okay.
And she felt some type of way about it. Before.
Were you necessarily excluding, or were you purposely hanging out with the friend to exclude her, or were you guys just like, oh, like let's just link up and like it wasn't planned type thing, or were you purposely like, yo, let's go to A, B, and C, and we're gonna have a you and me day, and we're gonna hang out.
I wouldn't say it was purposely done. It was, the intent was to just hang out because we bonded.
Yeah,
so it wasn't malicious, but we started to exclude the friend that introduced us.
I just think that was just because when that started to happen, you noticed that each party would say some things about each other.
Bro, wait.
No, but I'm before we get too deep, I'm just saying I think that's where that problem started, was because of that.
Okay. I understand why that person felt away because you introduced me to said person,
okay,
and then now me and said person are hanging out without you, and it's like, wait a minute, like before, it started to get deeper.
Yeah,
we would hang out, and like, okay, so what do you mean you're going out? Or it would be like, you're linking me, and I'm with so and so, and you didn't know I was with so and so.
But are you telling me that this is bothering you, or are you just being salty about it? And I'm still going behind your back and hanging out with this person, because unless you say something, I'm gonna assume that it's fine.
Right.
Closed mouths don't get fed.
At some point, I thought it was fine because they weren't complaining at the time. They weren't really saying.
Well, yeah,
anything.
you're not gonna know unless they say something.
But I started to realize that how you speak about said friends behind their back, to me, should have been a red flag to know what you can say about me behind my back. And
to anybody.
That is what I was naive to.
Yeah.
And it's not even just to anybody, but to the friends, like to the friends of the friends, that when we're all together, you say things about said friend behind their back to me, and I didn't think of it as a red flag. I didn't look at it as a red flag. I just thought me and this friend were tighter than this friend and her friend.
Mm-hmm.
But I should have saw that as a red flag, because if you could speak so poorly about someone that is your so-called friend behind their back, why did I believe that you couldn't do the same to me?
I knew it was a red flag, though. I knew. I'm like, I find it weird that, like, she would always come and say things about her friend and they're supposed to be friends, and I brought it to you. Mm-hmm. And I said, don't you find that a little off? That, like, they would both say things about each other, but apparently they're supposed to be close and besties.
Mm-hmm.
I never understood that. And then one is getting mad at you because you're hanging out with a friend, but then you're talking shit about the friend. So it's just like, were you guys ever really friends?
That
Like,
part.
that's where it comes from. It's like, what are you mad at? Are you mad because now I'm hanging out with her, so now she's going to tell me things that you probably told her about me, or whatever the case may be? I think that's when it gets sticky, and that's why certain friends get upset. Because me personally, I don't really mix my friends like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all of my friends, as I say it all the time, they know my main number one best friend from childhood. But I don't mix my friends together. I try not to, because I don't want to. I don't want to mix up. I don't want drama. Like, if you guys get along when we go out, great, cool. But I don't need you guys don't need to text each other and hang out outside of me.
I agree with that. And the reason why I agree with it now and I didn't agree then, because I'm at fault for talking about said friend
Yes.
to the friend that
Yeah.
I was introduced to. I'm
Yeah.
at fault for that. I was frustrated, and instead of being vocal and telling the friend that was bothering me, I told the friend. I told our friend.
Yes.
Right? And then that wasn't right. I shouldn't have done that. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where I was wrong. And then that's where I became the hypocrite. But I don't think it's a I don't think it's a good thing to mix your friends, and the reason why I don't think it's a good thing is because of situations like this.
Yes.
You're pretty much giving room for the opportunity to be messy.
Exactly.
And then at the same time, I know the intention is not to be messy, but when you don't solidify or just like let it be known to what it is and what it should be, then it gives too much room for people to make assumptions.
And then, like, it gives them room to have conversations about you now.
Yes.
And then what if they start bonding over certain things? And, like, I don't need you guys sitting down talking about me to each other, because I tell certain friends certain things. I don't tell all my friends everything. So if I'm telling John one thing and then I'm telling Brittany the next thing, and then Brittany and John are going to sit down and talk about everything that I told them together, no, I'm not having that. I don't like that.
Right.
And that's not about, like, oh, like, I'm gossiping about each of them to one or the other. I'm just talking about stuff about me. I don't need my friends to sit down and talk about that and bond over that and then become friends.
Right.
So I just like to separate the two. Granted, if it works for you and you've been in a situation and mixing your friends works, great. Congratulations. Me? Nah.
I think you should only mix your friends on occasions.
Birthdays, Christmas,
yeah,
Friendsgiving,
like
whatever.
Friendsgiving, Friendsmas. I think that's like the only time you should mix your friends, because it's like we only link up for a special occasion to
Exactly.
celebrate our friend.
Exactly.
And I think that works. And I think when you start to go out without our friend, that is when it's like, I don't think it works.
Or, like, even if, like, all mans, like, link up and they go on, like, a night out or something, like, that's cool.
Yeah, that's
we
what
can
I'm
all
saying.
go to the club, go to dinner.
We all gotta
like,
go.
You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
We can all be friends with our friend.
Yeah.
But when you start to go out with our friend, then that's when things get a little shaky. And everybody feels some type of way about it. No
Most
matter what you
definitely.
say, you feel some type of way
And
about
then it's
it.
hard for you as a person in the middle to try to figure out, like, not necessarily, like, whose side, but, well, it is whose side, actually. It's like, kind of like, whose side am I going to take, or who's right, or who's wrong, and it's just, it puts you in a sticky situation.
Can you get jealous of your friends becoming friends without you?
I've gotten, but I was younger. I got jealous of my best friend when she made new friends.
Okay.
So is that, like, the same thing?
Kind of, but not, no, not really, no.
Oh, okay.
Not making new friends. If your best friend introduced you to her friend, and her friend and you became good friends, is it okay for your best friend to be jealous of your friendship with her friend?
How close are me and this friend? Because yes and no.
If you guys are close, like you guys are close, almost, I wouldn't say just as close, but not closer than you are with your best friend.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous still.
You'd get upset,
Yeah,
right?
I'll get upset a little
me
bit.
too.
Because
Okay.
you guys can't be, why are you that close? Like, what? Separate. Like, don't be that close. No, we don't do that over here.
She said separate.
I don't do that. No. And I don't do that because I'm a jealous person when it comes to my friends. I'm very, like, I used to be very territorial of my best friend especially. So, like, nah, that's my dogs. Like, you don't need to be close. Separate. I don't like that. And again, if it works for you, great. But for me, I'd rather not mix my friends. I'd rather only mix my friends, like Cheyenne said, on occasions. We celebrate my birthday. We're going out to the club. I don't know. We're going out to get some food. We're going to a festival. We're going to a concert.
Yeah, together.
Like, as long as we're all together.
Yeah.
This is not a separate
outing.
outing.
And it's good to be able to bring your friends together to celebrate you.
Yes, and as they get along, and they can talk.
It's good to have your friends get along with each other, but just, I'm not saying not get along, but I don't think you should start making a whole new friendship out of the friend. Like, no, because I've done that and it bit me in my ass. Like
Most
that,
definitely.
It bit me in my ass, and I was at fault for moving a certain way as well. But it came to a point where it was like, you can't just not take accountability for your actions. I didn't tell you to say the ish that you were saying behind your friend's back, and vice versa.
Regardless, every party in the situation was wrong because everybody went about it differently.
And what stemmed from this conversation is because I was watching a TikTok, and this girl was talking about it, and she was like, yo, I thought I was friends with my friend's friend, and she started coming to me about our friend, and I didn't stop her from telling me negative things.
Yeah, see? And
I
that's
listened,
where the problem starts.
I participated.
Yeah.
And then her friend and our friend started keying back to each other. Yep. And then it made it look like I was the bad guy and I was talking shit.
Exactly.
When in actuality, we were all talking shit about each other.
But then because they linked up and talked about it, you're automatically the bad guy. And whatever you have to say don't mean nothing.
And that's what she said. So she's like, everything I'm saying now means nothing. Exactly. And she's like, yes, I know I was wrong. And yes, I know that,
but you can't even fend that.
No, and that's what she said. So she's like, now it's like, I got people telling me, oh, you need to do this. And other people are getting involved and making it seem like I did this and I did that. But what was telling to her was that she didn't realize that if she could talk so poorly about their friend behind their friend's back, then she's like, I don't know why I thought she couldn't do that to me.
Exactly.
And that's what it you got to like see the genuine side of people. And if people are genuinely good to you without wanting something in return or seeking something, like there's no opportunity for them to gain. There's no motive, there's nothing for them to gain. That's a good person, right? Like that's somebody who is good to you, and that's a genuine person. They're not malicious. They're not trying to do nothing. That's a genuine person. You can want genuine people in your life, or you can be attracted to something like that, especially if you don't have friends like that who are genuine friends, like your friend's friend.
Yeah.
That's okay. But I still think that there has to be a line where you don't cross.
But I have friends who were friends before I knew them together, if that makes sense. Like, I knew one friend already, but I didn't know that they were friends.
They already knew each other.
That they already knew each other until later on. So these two friends don't talk to each other now, but I still talk to the both of them.
Right.
And I would bring them together on like my birthday or whatever occasions. But I had a situation where one friend basically told me that they wouldn't come to the function because that friend was there. And I was just like, what do you mean by that? Or like, why would that stop you from coming to celebrate me? And I think that's like a little iffy for me in the sense of like, why? Like, is it that bad that like you can't be together in the same room? And mind you, you guys had a friendship before I even came into the picture.
It's jealousy. I think that's what that is. I think it's jealousy. I think that people now start to become selective with things. And it's like, well, I don't want to do this if this is going to happen. Or if I don't want to do this if so-and-so is going to do this. Or I don't want to do this if so-and-so is going to be there. And
yeah,
it's
but
like,
this is not about so-and-so.
That's what I say. At the end of the day, I have learned to do that. I have learned to be in the same room with a friend that I don't like and that does not like me, but is a friend of our friends.
But granted, how detrimental was the situation to you where you can't be in the same room as that person?
There's nothing that would stop me from,
so I feel like,
from being there
and
for
that's
my
my point. So I'm just kind of like, the situation is not that severe, because if it was, then me and that person probably wouldn't even be friends. If it was that severe of a situation as to where you couldn't be around that person.
Things.
But if it's just something petty, we're all adults here.
People got to grow up.
You don't have to sit beside the person. You got to grow up.
Yeah.
And just be there for me, because I am the common denominator of the friendship.
Yeah.
So just be there for me and go about your day. You don't have to talk to people. You can be respectful, But that doesn't mean you don't have to not show up to something.
Yeah, I would never. I used to think that way, and now, like, that's not how I am. And my friend will tell me, like, hey, whatever. Like, I'll get a heads up, which is not a big deal for me. I'll get a heads up, but they know that my intention is to be there for them. It's not to be there for anyone else or to be mixed up.
Because I can just treat you like a stranger. I don't have to speak to you.
Yeah, and I don't. There has to be no. There doesn't have to be no dialogue. There doesn't have to be no disrespect. There has to be no confrontation.
Good evening, good night, and go about the evening.
Barely that. I don't
but
even
I'm
have
just
to
saying,
say,
depending
yeah,
on the same for
depending on
certain
the
people,
situation.
depending, like you can say good evening, good night, or just no words at all.
I just know how to be cordial. And you can be cordial by being silent and not saying anything at all.
And that's fine.
And not giving no eyes, not giving no looks. You're just there to have a good time, and then you go home. Because at the end of the day, you're there to celebrate your friend. And I can't tell my friend not to be friends with somebody that I don't like. I think that's stupid.
Because I think that's just a conflict of interest with, like, if you can see past whatever situation that you have and be their friend, that's called being an adult.
Exactly that. Exactly that.
I don't really think it's that deep. But I mean, again, pick your battles, friends.
I think people just got to know when to
and that
just
slightly
stop.
goes into, like, how I mentioned about, like, your partner's friends are not your friends either.
Oh, absolutely not.
And I don't say that in the sense of, like, you guys can't get along, but you have to remember that your partner's friends were there way before you even got there.
Yeah.
Granted, do you have to be disrespectful to your partner's friends? No. Are your partner's friends going to be disrespectful to you? But that don't mean y'all are texting buddies.
And it's what is telling is that if your partner tolerates or is okay with their friend disrespecting you,
that says something about your partner.
That says something about your relationship. And the person you're with does not
rate you,
does not validate you, does not rate you, does not value you in any type of way. Because
not
if someone values your worth, they would never, ever let someone speak about you in a negative way. And if it's to the point where there's a situation that happened on both parties, on both sides, it's like, listen, you don't have to like each other, but you guys are gonna have to respect each other. Which means when you see me with my girl or whatever, or you see me with my man, you say hello. There's no disrespectful shit going on, because at the end of the day, this is my relationship. This is who I'm with. So that's something that we gotta also take into consideration.
Be with somebody, like, if your friend, like, for instance, like, if your friends didn't like your man, would you still be with your man?
Yeah.
Interesting. I had this conversation with somebody the other day, and I was like, that's a very good question.
It all depends, okay? Because this is what it is. Sometimes when something bad happens in your relationship, you tend to be louder when the bad is happening and more quiet when the good is happening. Tell your friends, which is why you never let anybody into your bedroom.
Yes.
I could seek advice from friends, but I know my limits, and I know who I can trust, who will not turn it around and throw it against me or throw it back in my face if something happens. Yeah. Like, I think you got to be careful with what you're saying and who you're telling. Yes.
Yeah. Because I think, like, because if any of my friends didn't like any of the people that I dated, it was with good reason. Like, it wasn't just because, like, I don't like them. It was actually because they weren't good for me. So I think,
but at the same time, as them not being good for you, you had to see it.
Yeah,
we can't keep throwing something at you. So if you don't see that this person's not good for you, you got to, it's like when you fall, you got to get yourself back up and try again. So I got to let you bust up your toe a little bit so that you can see Wagwan.
Exactly.
But I can't tell you what to do. You got to feel it and do it yourself. I can't tell you.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes where people, they don't know their boundaries.
Because at the end of the day, like, that's why, like I said, like, don't really become too close with your partner's friends, because at the end of the day, those are your partner's friends. So they're going to stick by your man, your woman, whatever, regardless of the situation. They will be.
As they should, because that's their friend.
So they're going to tell them, yeah, you're wrong, but I'm going to stick by you still regardless, because that's my dogs.
And then there's some people who will become friends, like not all the time, but some people will become friends with their spouse's friends because of insecurity. Yeah. Especially if it's a male who has a female friendship. Some women will purposely go and try to be with the friend who's a female because they're insecure with how the friend and the male are friendship. They're insecure about that friendship.
Yeah.
So they'll purposely try to become kumbaya with the homegirl.
No.
I don't see why you have to do that.
I don't want to be friends with my man's friends. I don't need to be a friend. Like, we can all be cool, kiki, and have a little laugh together at the functions and whatnot. But like,
yeah, and if you
I don't
see
need to
me
be your
out,
friend.
you say
yeah,
hi
if you see
to
me out, you say hey, and I can go back home and be like, oh, like I saw John Brown in the grocery store, whatever. But like, I don't need to kiki with you and text you and talk to you because you're not my friend, and I mean that with all respect. I can talk to my friends, but like, we can all hang out and whatever, but like, that don't mean you and I are friends too. You're my man's friends. Oh, who's that? Oh, that's my man's friend. Oh, okay, no problem. Do you guys hang out? Yeah, when me and my man and his friend are together, we all hang out together.
As
this,
it should
this
be.
is not a separate thing. We're not kikiing together on our ones. I don't do that.
As it should be. And I think there's a reason why, and it's particularly in this case that we posted this on our stories, and it was about is his name Blair Underwood?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was married for 27 years and divorced his wife, and now he is currently engaged with his friend of 41 years.
I won't lie, my immediate reaction when I was talking to this person was, that man wanted her the whole time. And then he was like, you see you women? And I'm like, see you women what? And I got very defensive. Because like, what do you mean by that? And then he's like, that could really be his friend. And then I took back my pettiness and I sat down and I thought about it. I'm like, maybe, because I'm just like, my petty response is, he wanted her the whole time. My grown-up response is, maybe I don't know how happy those 27 years of his marriage was. And he probably could have been going back to his best friend and saying that he was having marriage problems. And then, like he said, she was always there for me.
It's like the good old Usher Raymond. You make me want to leave the one I'm with
and start a new relationship with you.
This is what you do. What's sad was you're the one who hooked us up knowing it should have been you.
That's crazy.
So what should I do? Should I tell my baby bye? Should I do exactly what I feel inside? I don't want to go, don't want to stay, but I really need to get it together. The man said the song. So in my head, okay, listen, I'm going to be as realistic as I possibly can, okay? I am thinking about me letting this dirty girl in on my house for Christmas. Because if they're friends for 41 years.
She was Christmas, birthday,
she saw
Thanksgiving.
Her. The picnic them nor, the housemaid nor. You see what the inside of my house look like. You see what the outside of my house look like. There is no way I'm going to be okay. And yes, we're divorced. And yes, okay. But
how all of a sudden we're divorced and now you're engaged?
But the Caribbean side in me is I'm embarrassed. I'm going to box her for the principle. And I'm going to box him for the embarrassment. Figuratively speaking, I'm not going to box nobody really. Well, maybe I might, depending on how angry I am with the situation. But like all jokes aside, like it's the principle of the situation.
It is. Because you have to understand, like, how she feels, like, how that ex-wife feels. She's married to somebody for 27 years. And then all of us, this is a girl that was kikiing in the crib. This is why you don't become friends with your man's friends.
Facts.
Because here, look, yeah. I'm gonna leave you for she. Mm-hmm. But she was always there for me. So what about me?
And she made him a better listen.
Like what?
Like, are you dumb?
And so basically what you're telling me was you should have just married her from the get-go.
That's a slap to the face to me. To me, that's a slap to the face because what do you mean she made you a better actor? What about all the nights I had to deal with you not being at home, you being on road, you being in different countries, following your acting career, following your dreams, all of that, like at the end of the day, sacrifices are made for everybody. But I made a sacrifice for our relationship, for your happiness, and for my happiness as well. And then you're going to go back and turn around and be like, oh, well, she made me a better actor and this and that. Like, no, man.
So, like, how do we see it from his side here? Because I'm trying not to be petty here, and I'm trying not to be, like, immature about the situation. I'm trying to see, like, where...
Some people said that, like, he's not wrong because they're divorced, and it doesn't matter. Like, he is divorced.
Yes.
He has moved on.
Wait, how long has he been divorced?
I don't know.
Oh, they didn't state that. See, that's a problem. I need to know how long.
I mean,
we've
it's
been divorced.
recent. I think like the divorce just happened because on the Shade Room post, they posted the post of him.
Like, it's a fresh divorce.
Yeah, like it's a fresh thing.
That's what I was
like,
feeling. There's no way.
I wouldn't say it's months. I don't think that it's years. I think it's been months.
Giving like a month.
Yeah, because the two split in June of 2021. So it's been a year.
They split last year, June.
They split last year, June 2021.
So it hasn't even been.
His wife files for divorce after 27 years.
Oh, the wife filed for
Yeah.
divorce because she probably knew he was cheating.
So
He was cheating on her. I don't care. I'm convinced. Ain't no way, Shan. Ain't no way. And somebody, please feel free to. You can prove me wrong, and I'll eat my words. But for right now, the man was cheating.
y'all just can't sustain a friendship for 41 years. I'm sorry.
He was cheating.
I'm sorry. You can't tell me nothing.
How you
like-
get him is how you lose him, anyways. So we'll see how long this lasts.
I mean,
Because if they separated in June of 2021, all of a sudden now you're underneath your best friend. It's only
Like,
been
my girl was
it's
waiting
been a
in the-
year and some change.
my girl was waiting in the corner, yo. She was waiting in the wing.
She's like,
waiting for her turn.
tag me. You know, a little
Waiting
tag
for
team
her
match.
turn.
So tag me in.
Waiting for her turn.
She's waiting.
I don't want to sound like I want to be as mature as I
I'm
possibly
trying,
can
but
be.
I can't.
But I just know if that were to happen to me, like, yes, I divorced. It could be. Now, we don't know why they divorced, but it could be she divorced him because she, in the back of her head, knew Wagwan.
That too.
And it is June 2021. I filed for divorce. And then we are now
No,
in.
they just separated in June.
Yeah,
of
they
2021.
separated. No, she filed.
Oh,
She
okay.
filed for divorce.
Okay.
After nearly 2 months of being separated.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Okay. So me
Okay.
and you are separated for whatever reason. And then now it's November 2022. And you have a fiance
And-
after a year. And a fiance.
So you didn't even wait to heal the heartbreak. So did you even love me?
You didn't even wait for the court people to process people paperwork. And all of a sudden now you engaged and you're a better actor.
And you're a better person. You see what? That just.
You see why men are disgusted? Oh.
I mean, like.
And women in this case, because it's like, y'all are nasty.
She waited to be tagged in. She said, it's my turn now. She's like, I waited for this. I was his best friend for like 4 decades, brother.
Weak.
That's crazy. It's so, like, and as a woman, it's really hard for me not to think that he wasn't already cheating. Or he wasn't already doing something he shouldn't have been. Some feeling was going on.
Because how did, after 41 years of knowing each other, there was no feelings that was sustained? Like, no friendship, no nothing?
That means you are sexually attracted to your best friend. And I'm not saying that men and women can't have a platonic friendship, because they can. But there's no way you have a platonic friendship with your friend and then all of a sudden now you are sexually attracted to your friend.
I am not involved.
I can't.
I'm minding my business.
I can't. And you can be friends with your female friends. I know that there is, like, my man can have female friends and they can be very platonic, but I got to check that out. I'm checking that out still. Because females will female. Because I have been that female. I have. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be honest. We're going to be open and honest here. I've been that female. Oh, he's my friend. No. Who you lying to, sis?
Yeah, but it honestly,
We've all done it.
It all depends. At the end of the day, like, you can just be friends
That's what I'm saying.
with
You can,
males.
but I'm just saying I've been that girl.
I just don't understand after 41 years, all of a sudden now
you have romantic feelings for your best friend?
No. During that 41 years, sometimes, somewhere into that 41 years, feelings were there. Okay, yeah. They were there.
They were there. No, they were always there.
Oh.
They were always there, and you just wasted 27 years of your life with somebody else.
She was just waiting in the wing for her turn.
She's waiting to be tagged in, bro.
That's not.
Feel free to share your opinions. You can tell me if I'm wrong or not, but I just feel he had an ulterior motive, and he was ready.
A vast majority of our audience did say, like, when we put the poll up on Instagram, they did say that he was not wrong. So.
That's mad.
I did not see both sides.
Like, I see it. Like, I see how you can, like, maybe fall for somebody very quickly.
Oh wait, no, I'm sharing the wrong stats.
You are.
not sorry, didn't mean to cut you. Not that no, people said that he was divorced, so he's not wrong, and then other people said that vast majority said that he had feelings for the girl for the whole time.
Oh, okay.
That they had feelings.
That's
for each
what
other.
I'm feeling.
Yeah. I think
Which
they had
just
feelings
say
for each
that.
other. Yeah.
Don't make me look like Papa Sure.
That's why I said it's a principle to why the girl needs to get thump up.
Yeah.
Because there's no way
You were in my crib.
you're in my yard. You know what my yard look like?
You sat
coulda
on my couch.
You know what I mean?
I gave you dinner.
With your outside clothes.
I know Americans like to sit down in their outside clothes and their shoes.
And their shoes. And then you probably saw a picture in my house and said, ooh, where'd you get it? No. You're not going to compliment my decor and then come in my house with the decor and go feel up with my man. Divorce or not? No.
That's mud.
I am cussing.
No, because it's a sticky situation. Because, like, I get it, but I don't get it. Like, you know? Sticky. But, I mean, to each their own. To each their own, friends.
Anyways.
Hope Blair Underwood has a nice life with his new fiancé.
Well, if you enjoyed this episode, feel free to like and comment and subscribe and turn on the notification bell because when we post and you'll be able to see it. And continue to follow us on Instagram and on TikTok. The TikTokers are building. Okay, I'm building it and I'm gonna keep going and running with it. Instagram is weird, but just follow us anyways as we figure.
We post.
Yeah, as we figure this stuff out, just follow us.
Social media.
And we'll be back with another episode. Just now.
Yo, that was ugly. Okay, bye.
What was ugly?
No, me. I went like this and I said, "Ew, that was ugly."
Oh, that's what I said. I'm like, that wasn't ugly. That was just.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.